My name is Rick, and I know a lot about games. Come watch my videos, and I'll teach you about games. Come on, this is totally original guides. Yeah, it's totally original guides. Totally original guides. Yeah, this is totally original guides. Yeah. Thanks for clicking on my video. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you learned something.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rick. Of course, this is the Resident Evil 4 complete guide that you were tuning into. Could skip this conversation. And we're in Chapter 2 now. So get ready, because now it's nighttime. There's some handgun ammo on that table, but we're going to ignore that because we don't have the space. And the handgun ammo really isn't worth much, which is also why I'm going to discard this handgun ammo. And I'm also going to rearrange my inventory. Alright, there we go. So, nice, clean, spick-span, and ready to go. So now when we leave this building here, the very first thing that we're going to do is actually go over to this boat. So now you see the fish here. You can kill the fish and then drive over to it with the boat and pick them up. Of course, you could also use the harpoon instead of shooting them, but we're not going to do that because we obviously don't have any of the space for that. But we are going to drive our way over to this merchant over here. And then you just go inside there. Now, the reason we're doing this is because there's going to be some collectibles in this area that we're going to want to pick up. So you're going to push this box here all the way over. And that's going to reveal this ladder. So you can push this box all the way over. Then you can push this box. Squeeze through here. We're going to knife that. Alright, there we go. That's what we were looking for, that green gem. And, of course, we could also jump down here and pick up some rifle ammo. Not that we really need it because, well, we're not using the rifle yet, so. But we could sell it since the merchant is right here. So we're going to go back over here to remember that lantern there that I broke. Dropped a spinel. So we're going to go into our inventory, go into key treasures, and this green gem here is the first gem we get for our mask. So that's useful. Plus we can sell all this other stuff that we have that we don't need. Of course, first things first, sell that handgun ammo, then the rifle ammo, and then go down and sell the Spinell's antique pipe, gold bagels with pearls, whoops, and yeah. And I don't think there's anything we need to buy. Of course, you can always buy first aid spray there if you need, but and there's nothing here left for us. So now our inventory is clean. We got that green gem. We're going to get on this boat and we're going to drive away. Alright, now going back to the dock that we were at here. Now we're going to go through the door over here on this side. And of course, if you need to save again, go ahead by all means. There's nothing wrong with too much saving. And this is going to be the first plug-aided enemy that we come across, so his head's going to explode right quick. And this fight right here is all about managing the two enemies. Making sure that they don't get too out of hand. Alright, there we go. Now, that second enemy, he can also plogate. So if that happens to you and you have them both, just use one of your flash grenades. There's really no reason to waste all the ammo on killing both of them, because when they do that, it increases the amount of health that they have. And so they're going to take a lot more ammunition, and we don't want to waste any of that ammunition. So going into this little nook here, there's a handgun, or excuse me, hand grenade. I don't know why I said handgun. I guess the words are similar to each other. That's probably why. We're going to jump across this right here, and then head over to this rope. Now, this area is going to be easy peasy. First, you want to shoot these 3 boxes. Whoops. Now, don't care about hitting the chain. You don't need to hit the chain. All you need to do is hit the box to break the chain. Reload. And then there's this one enemy right up here. We're just going to shoot him in the head a couple times. Try to get a critical hit to get his head to explode. There we go. Oh, yep, he's dead. And turn around to shoot the spinel right here off of the rock there. So now, can head up this ladder, see if what he dropped. Oh, well, we don't want that handgun ammo. I believe there's handgun ammo in here as well. Yep, that's quite a bit of handgun ammo, but we don't need it, so we're just not even going to bother picking it up, since it's not worth that much. And we're going to jump across this box here. Now, while we're over on this side, we're going to shoot this ring down, amber ring. And we're going to climb up this ladder to get a green herb outside of that barrel. Okay, so now we're going to jump across these other boxes. Knife this barrel over here, buddy, and climb up this ladder. Now we're going to pull this lever right here, and that's going to move the waterfall. So now we can get through, but there's a catch. Because once we jump across these boxes here and land on this platform, there's going to be enemies that spawn over here and over here. But no one will spawn behind you. And so we're going to use that to our advantage. Jump across, trigger the enemies, and then do a quick turn and just jump right across the boxes again. Now, when these enemies try to jump across these boxes here, all you have to do is sort of shoot them in the chest or the belly area, and they will fall off of the boxes. Come on, there we go. And so we just used 10 TMP ammo in order to take out, I don't know, 7 enemies there. So it's pretty good. We could have engaged all of them in this area right here. Maybe they would have dropped money or something, but we don't really need that. What we need is ammo, and we don't want to waste all that ammo. So, and that's going to be something that we do every now and then, just not engaging enemies and skipping them altogether, or doing something similar to that, because there's not really a need to engage all those enemies sometimes. So, gonna break these barrels. All we got was handgun ammo. So we're just going to go ahead and get on this boat here, and that's going to take us to another merchant and our second boss fight. So at this point, we can go ahead and sell that amber rig and the spinels. Make sure you don't sell the beer stein or the elegant mask. And here's a save point right here. Of course, I do recommend that you save if you're going for no deaths, because there's a boss right through those next doors. But we don't need to save, so we're just going to move on. Now, do I have enough inventory space? I don't, but it doesn't matter. Break the barrels. There should be an herb in that barrel, but I don't have the inventory to pick it up right now. Now, this fight here, there's two ways that you could go about it. You could do it the way that we're about to do it, or if you have the inventory space, I definitely recommend that you just buy a rocket launcher because they're only 30,000, so they're not expensive at all. They're dirt cheap, and it takes them out in one hit. That's sort of a really easy strategy in this game. We will actually use it later on as well. You could kill any boss in one hit using the rocket launcher. But we don't have the inventory space for it, and I'm not going to sacrifice all of our grenades and ammo and healing items for that. So we're just going to do this fight the regular way. So you enter here, and it'll spawn in El Gigante, and you can sort of go to town on his face a little bit. I prefer to use the shotgun here. Just make sure that you're not getting too close to him. You're dodging his attacks. When he turns around and he's getting ready to attack you, just dodge it. You know, you don't need to worry about getting that extra hit in. So, like, for this, I'm not even going to bother trying to cut it close. I'm just going to dodge the rock. There's really no reason to take an extra hit or something because he does a lot of damage. Now you'll see there, it spawned in our wolf friend that we saved earlier in the game, and he's going to be useful by distracting El Gigante. Okay, so now we've triggered this Plagas to come out of his back. So what you want to do is you want to run up to that and tap square to knife it. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and run over here and pick up this shotgun ammo. Of course, he's mad at us now. We're going to use one of our grenades. And then we're going to go back to the shotgun here. Oh. And, oh, that was close. So, I actually am kind of glad that he did that, because he demonstrated something that I think is really important for this fight. I'm going to go ahead and use one of those fish. He can do that to you. He can double hit you like that. And it is nasty when he does it. You do not want to get double hit by him. Because you will, I mean, with this amount of health that I have now, I'll probably have about one hit left, before I would be dead. But if you haven't used, if you, haven't had the need to use your, yellow, red, and green herbs, at any point, it'll kill you. He'll kick you, and then he'll immediately, slam down on you, with that fist, and, that'll kill you. And you won't get the opportunity to change or to dodge his attacks. So you really just want to make sure that you're taking the opportunities to move around him and dodge his attacks. You don't want to be cutting it really close or anything. Now, in addition to that boulder attack, he has this tree attack here. I'm going to reload my shotgun. This is going to be a prompt to dodge. So and there we go. I believe it's always the, L2 and R2. Now, there's another attack for you. That ramming attack. Again, another quick time event dodge. And he's going to do this again. So, just get ready for the dodge. And just rinse and repeat, really. I mean, that's pretty much the rest of this fight. So there that comes out. Climb on his back and do it for a third time. And now he's dead. We're going to skip that scene. And you could go ahead and pick up these items if you didn't during the fight. Red herb and then the yellow herb here. Of course, we could use this to make another red, yellow, green, and use this to make another green, red. Now, we definitely used quite a bit of ammo during that fight, and I would have preferred that we hadn't, but, you know, there was really nothing we could do about it because we didn't have enough space for that rocket launcher, which is why, if you're running low on ammo and you have the space, I definitely highly recommend that you just go ahead and purchase one of those rocket launchers. We're in a position right now where we have plenty of healing items, no shortage of healing items, but we don't really have much ammo because of that fight, so I'm not too keen on that, but it's not a big deal. We will be able to make it. Of course, don't forget that green herb that I left behind over here because I didn't have enough space for it. I still really don't have enough space for it, but it's no big deal. And we're going to head this way back through to the church that we were at before. Now, here's another example up here of a situation where it's like, it's just better to ignore than deal with it. So, I'm gonna knife these boxes to get some ammo. Now, this is, by the way, why I use the TMP here. Because look how much ammo we have for the TMP. Now, that's not a whole lot of TMP ammo if you're using it like a TMP, but we're not. We're using it as a handgun. So think of this as basically handgun ammo. Oh, we're sitting really good. You know, we've got 141 in total between my clip and my reserve, and so that's pretty good. Now, there's going to be these wolves up here. You can kind of see them right there. We're just going to skip them. There is no need to engage them. Now, this is one of those dicey areas here where it can be kind of difficult to dodge them if you're not familiar with the way the game works. But if you need to try it multiple times, there's nothing wrong with that. But I would just highly recommend against engaging them because there's just not really any need to. They take quite a bit of damage and do quite a bit of damage, and what you're left with is basically nothing because, you know, they just don't really drop much. Now, am I full health? I am. So, I'm actually just going to ditch this fish here because the flash grenade is actually more important than the healing items right now because we can use that against the plogated enemies. And later in the game, we're kind of setting up for later in the game because you will be absolutely astonished at or surprised at how many enemies start to plogate, and we definitely do not want to have a shortage of flash grenades. Grab that incendiary grenade as well. Those are always useful. So, gonna do this puzzle here. Now, for red, you're going to turn it twice, then back out. For green, you're going to turn it 3 times, back out. And then for blue, you're going to turn it once. So you should see those arrows. The red one, there's an arrow on the bottom. The green one, there's an arrow going to the left. And then the blue one, there's an arrow going to the right. That's the positions that they need to be in. And then you just combine all of them. And you get the Los Illuminados symbol there. Okay, so now we open that up. We could just go ahead and... Who's in here? Oh, I don't know. You can go ahead and watch the cutscene. I'm not going to. Skip this conversation as well. Alright, now it gives us a brief on how to play with Ashley. Well, that sounded inappropriate. It gives us a brief on how to play the game now that we've got Ashley. But it's not too much different. It's just, of course, now we're escorting somebody else, so we have to take her well-being into account as well as our own. So, you might run into a spot like this where you don't have enough space for something, but there's not really anything that you could get rid of. In this specific situation, what I'm going to do is actually not pick up the herb because I don't really need any more healing items. I prefer to hold on to the grenades and such, and then of course the ammunition. So I'm just gonna miss that herb. It's not a big deal. So Ashley falls down here. Gonna go over here, trigger cutscene. I'm of course going to skip it, and that's the end of the subchapter. So, thank you guys for joining me in this episode of Totally Original Guides. In the next episode, we're going to do Chapter 2-2. That one should be fun. And in the meantime, I hope you have a good one.